Hello and welcome to next part of SAP RAP Unmanaged Scenario series. In today's session, we will continue with where we have left our last uh, session with. Okay, we will continue with creating our artifacts. Okay, so without further ado, let us now get into the system and continue working where we have left. Okay. So let me now go to my Eclipse and let me show you what we have done so far. So what we had done is we had created an interface, a projection view and a metadata extension. That is where we had left for the uh, contact. Now, once you create your metadata extension, the next step is to create a behavior definition. Now, this is where the changes will start, guys. Okay, behavior definition we have to create for both interface as well as for projection entity. Again, right click and say new behavior definition. Okay, I think you can see it now. Okay, new behavior definition. Okay, right click on that interface entity, new behavior definition, and it will always be one to one. Now here we will have to select unmanaged, guys. So far we were looking into managed. Now we have to select unmanaged. Okay. Once you select unmanaged, select next, give the TR and say finish. So initially always it will always generate a template for us. Okay. It will always generate a template for us. Okay. That is where I always wanted to go with the adding one of the entity later because you should know what each and every line means here using the BDL language, right? So, uh, what this has generated, first thing you see, it has generated using unmanaged. It is giving us two warnings that, okay, this particular class that does not exist and TRDIR entry for unit B, I don't know what it is. Okay. Now let us try to activate this. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to create first thing is our saver class. Now, before actually going and creating this, as you know, you can actually uh, press Control 1 and with the quick fix, you can actually create the implementation. But before going further, let us first understand how this unmanaged scenario will work. Okay. You see, it has given us late numbering. Okay, you can actually have early numbering or late numbering here. Say you can have early numbering or you can have late numbering. Both works fine. Okay. Now, what happens if you go with the early numbering in unmanaged? Okay, you can clearly understand if you don't go with the draft capability, what will happen. I am trying to actually show you guys why most of the people they go with unmanaged using draft because there are certain limitations. Okay, we will still go with unmanaged without a draft and try to actually implement the best way we can because if you know uh, the each and every method how you should implement, then everything is open for you. Okay, it will be very easy for you to go ahead and create your own implementations. And as you can see, as soon as I have given early numbering, it is giving me an error that early numbering. Okay, early numbering requires an implementation type unmanaged with draft or implementation type managed. So if you want to use early numbering with unmanaged, you should implement the draft capability. Without draft capability, early numbering will not work. Or you go with the manage is what he's saying. We are not interested in manage, so we are not going to implement early numbering here. And that was the reason early numbering I have actually showed you in my manage scenario, because this is where we will have to go and implement our late numbering. Okay. Now late numbering, uh, of course, this will actually go and uh, you know uh, ask us to go and actually implement all those save sequence methods, right? Now, other than that, okay, first thing is let me go and say alias, and now this time I will say unmgt unmanaged contact, okay, instead of contact, so that we know that it is a different one now. Okay. Now, once once we have created our behavior definition, the important thing that we need to understand is that uh, as usual, there may be certain things that we need to actually go and set our actions or something, right? So my best way is I always prefer actually creating my own implementation behavior pool for each and every entity separately. So implementation is in class. Okay, now this time we are going to create ZMAKS CLBP, and I will say contact you. Okay, this is what I am going to say. Okay, implementation ZMAKS CLBP. Okay, fine. The second thing, now we need this. You see, it always suggests ZBP MAKS, but this also I want to actually go and create my own. Okay, so I'll say ZMAKS here. Again, CL contact saver. Okay, this is what I want to create. Okay, now as soon as when an implementation class is when an implementation class is specified, unique should be of course I missed that unique should be provided. Okay, now we have two warnings, they both does not exist. Let me activate this quickly, and then again same thing, guys. You can go and click here or press Control 1 or right click, and you can do quick fix. Okay, everything is possible here. So let me now go and okay, let me show you that as well. Control F3. You can say right click. You can go and right click quick fix. That is nothing but Control 1. It will load and you say create behavior. Okay. Now, how it will do? It will create a class. Now, behavior implementation for this is fine. Okay, let me make this a bit smaller. Behavior IMPL for next. Select the TR and click on finish. What it will do? It will now create one class for us. Okay, what it will have now? This class create, update, delete, read, and lock. And you see, it has actually gone and given us a blank method. Everything we have to write now, guys. Okay, everything we have to write. Okay, so let me activate this, come back to my behavior definition again, and Let me this time say control 1 and create a behavior implementation. Again, behavior implementation for behavior implementation saver class. Okay, for this. Next, select the TR, say finish. And now this will be creating another method which is nothing but the saver class. LSC, not HC, not handler class, but the saver class. This is inheriting from CLAB app behavior saver, and it has what it has: finalize, check before save, adjust, save, clean up, and clean up final. Those 6 method guys. Okay, in the same sequence. If you don't remember the sequence also, this is the sequence in which it will get called. Okay, remember this way. So finalize, check before save, adjust number. If this will come if there is a late numbering given, otherwise it will not come. Save, clean up, and clean up finalize. And again, the methods there. Control F3. Let me come back and let me activate this as well. That is also being activated now. Okay. So now what we have? We already have our behavior definition created for our interface entity. Similarly, we will have to now go and create a behavior implementation for our projection entity, isn't it? Okay. Now, so far what we have used here is we have just used a late numbering. Okay. We could actually use e tag also, but uh, I will not use it now. I will show you later on that. Okay. So let us now go and create a projection entity. How we are going to do? Let me show you that also. Data definition, right click, you say new behavior definition, and this time it has by default taken projection. Okay. And this is nothing but a projection entity behavior definition. So we will say BHVDEFN for projection of contact unmanaged. Okay, next, select the TR and say finish. Now, based on whatever we have implemented in the projection, this will by default go and create. And you see here, it has gone and created something which is very basic. Nothing in there. Just use, create, update, and delete. And again, here, let me give the UNMGT contact. Okay, Control F3. Now, once we have created our uh, both the behavior definitions, right? You see, whatever we have here, let me close this. This we don't need it now. Okay. So whatever we have created as a behavior definition here, that is by default taken as use. Okay, use, create, use, update. If you have an action, you will have use action and stuff like that, right? That we have seen in our manage scenario, how you have to create. Now, once we have created this, okay, the next step is, what is the next step? And the next step is to go and create our service definition, guys. Okay, and how we have to go and create a service definition? Again, let me show you that also. Right click, new, other object. We will say service definition. Oh, sorry, it's not service definition. Sorry. Uh, right click, new, ABAP service definition. Yeah. So we select service definition. Now we'll say GMAKS service definition for contact U, unmanaged. Service definition for contact unmanaged. Okay, and this time the type is definition, and I am just using one object reference, which is nothing but GMAKS C contact U. U. Okay, next, click, select the TR and say next and say finish. Okay, now this also I want to expose as same, same name as unmanaged contact. Now once our control F3, once our service definition is created on the business service layer, on that particular service definition, you say create new service binding. Now this time I am creating GMAKS SB contact U V2. Okay, V2 service binding contact unmanaged V2. Our OData V2 is the protocol that we have to select. Select next, select the TR and say finish. And as usual, you will have to first activate this and then publish it, right? And then we will see with whatever we have developed so far, what is that we are getting. Okay, unpublished, you say publish here. Service binding. It's publishing, guys. Once it is published, then we will actually look into the, as usual, the application. Okay, it says publishing, as you can see here, publishing local services. Now, how this is been publishing and everything, right? There are many things to it, which reads the complete behavior definition and whatever is exposed. Uh, Remember that we don't expose any of the value help, guys. Huh? Value help will be implicitly exposed by RAP framework when the service is being generated. So this actually creates a OData REST API, and it will not only take, since we are actually using Fiori elements, it will take other interfaces also for SAP, for uh, Excel download, for PDF and all those things, right? Okay. So now it is being generated, and how we can go about, you see here, GMAKS I vendor edge, this value help is being directly taken by the framework itself. We don't need to uh, explicitly define it. Now let us go and you can click on this preview button. Once you click on this preview button, you will be taken to the browser where you just give your user ID and password. Okay. And you should be able to see the application. Let me just go and show you that as well. Am I there? Okay, I think we are able to see it now. Fine. So this is what we have got so far. Okay. Now, what is this? This is just a standard Fiori thing. Let me press go here. And you see, oh, we have not done anything so far. Still, I'm getting the data. Now click on go, right? I have not written any code, but still I'm getting my data on the go button. But what we know is unmanaged will is nothing but we have to write everything. It's not like that, guys. Okay. By default, the RAP framework, even for the unmanaged, it will read the data from the database itself. The read method that we see will be used to read from the transactional buffer. So initially, even if you have not done any coding as such, you should be able to actually go and see your data as is. Okay, as is, you say. And all this is actually due to the metadata extension. Okay, you can go and click edit. Okay, you say edit, and then when you save, okay, let me just make it Peter RK and try to save, and ideally it should basically save, but saving is not going to work out, guys. You see RK, right? Let me come back here. Okay, and you see here RK is now gone back because it is reading from the database table. So saving is not happening, guys. Okay, only reading from the database when the go button is clicked, that will be part of initial implementation that we do. Okay, so what we have done so far, we have created our behavior definitions for our interface entity. We have added late numbering method there. We have also seen that with a normal without draft functionality, we cannot use early numbering. And then we have just created two classes. One is the implementation class, the local behavior implementation for our contact entity, and one at the global level for the saver class. And finally, we have created our service definition and service binding, activated the service binding, and here we are with our application running with only the fetching the data, no other CRUD operation other than read. Nothing else is operative as of now. Okay. With that, I would like to stop here, guys. Okay. Uh, we will continue with our CRUD operation from our next session onwards. Hope you are able to understand the concept of what we have done so far. If you are not able to do it, please watch the videos again and again. I will also try to post the code wherever feasible from my end, so that if you are stuck somewhere and if you want code right away in your hand, you can actually refer to that code as well. Uh, and requesting again that please do like the videos, watch the videos till the end. uh, like it so that it will be proposed to the other developers as well, and they are also getting benefited out of it. Mm, with that, I would like to stop here, requesting you to please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and happy learning.